boopy doo boop. Oh, we're going to do it like that this morning. And guess what? Happy to be here. Happy to see everybody doing good. How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. This is our bottom line. Let's go, y'all. Trump. Where is Trump? Is the president okay? Okay, y'all. Had a little bit of technical difficulties yesterday. Don't want us to be running around with conspiracies thinking it's YouTube or some BS. One word threw us off. In the heading. Starts with an S, ends with an E. Suicide. Can't type that, can't put that in the header at all. They can't advertise it, can't get their money. I understand, won't do it again. We will not have that problem again. And I apologize to you guys for missing yesterday's episode. That's all on me, and I own mine. Problems present opportunities. Let's keep on moving forward. Again, Trump. Where is Trump? Is the president okay? Let's go, y'all. Time to get to work. Let me clear my throat. Because what am I ready to do? I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. It's time to start the show. Let's get busy, yo, 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 yo. It's your turn. Anytime you're ready. But you know how we gotta charge you up sometimes with the Dragon Ball Z. Come on, kid. You can do it. Bling, bling, bling. I'm ready to go. Bling, bling, bling. They ready for the show. Bling, bling, bling. They ready for the flow. Bling, bling, bling. Come on, stop playing, yo. All right now. All right. Didn't get to work yesterday. We got to do a full show today. You ready? Don't play with me. Maybe they want you to do it. I don't know, but we give you one more chance. What? And we gonna tap it up for this morning, tap it up, because I didn't have a good day without you guys yesterday. Yes, my day is never good without you guys. Yes, we gotta warm it up. Come on, tap it up, and hey yo, Dizzy Gillespie plays the sax. Me, myself, I love to max. Red bone booties, I'm out to wax. Stick up is out to tax. Yo, spring again, and I'm feeling fine. Pass me an ice cold glass of wine so I can get mellow, set back and let my man play the cello. Hello, hey, How does he know so many rap songs and so many songs? I don't know. I just get turned up when I come here. Why? Because if pump that beat. It's Wednesday, September 30. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. What's good, everybody? We back. Don't want you guys to be thinking no conspiracy crap or nothing like that. That was all my fault yesterday, you guys. I made a mistake and didn't edit that heading. And every time I kept putting it back, I kept throwing that word back in there. They said, don't do it again. Don't worry about it. You're good. So guess what? We back. We're going to make sure that we edit ourselves and make sure that we don't have those problems again. I apologize to you guys because I have my responsibilities here as well. So Bugatti, get your crap together. Let's go. Let's see who's here this morning. And I'm so glad that this morning when I saw this one person pop in, Batty Lynn, because it felt like somebody from the beginning is standing next to me after we had a little bit of adverse going on. So for you to be the first one to step in, go girl, do what you do. We got liberty and justice in the building. We got angels among us in the building. How you doing, angels? Ain't see you in a while. Who else we got up in here? Y'all already know who we got up in here. We got Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Come on, you think I don't love doing that every morning? Man, my yesterday was just not right without you guys. It was not right at all without you. Gotta tell you guys the truth. I missed you like crazy. I missed you like crazy. I was walking around all grumbling, kicking stuff around. I said, let me take the camera down to Times Square and I'm gonna do something that you guys always tell me to do. Maybe try to ask a couple of questions, do a Q&A. So guess what? In the face of a little bit of adversity, we found another show, Bugatti on the Streets. We outside. So yeah, we set up the camera, we stopped, we asked a bunch of questions, and guess what? People actually loved it. We're gonna put that in the video section. And like I tell you guys all the times, problems present opportunities. It happened, and now because of that, we got another show coming out the situation. And that's all. We're gonna look at that as a blessing in disguise, and we're gonna keep on moving. We're gonna flow this show today. Who else we got up in the building? We also got Michael Laves. We also got Luigi up in here this morning. Money Tree 305. Where is Kendra? Yeah, where is Kendra? Ain't see Kendra in a while, right? Kendra Walker from VA. Oh yeah, SOS on Kendra Walker, y'all. We about to send out an all points bulletin. Y'all hear that? That's the siren for Kendra. Where's Kendra at, y'all? Let's keep on moving forward, y'all, because we got work to do. I got a full clip. And y'all know what that means. That means I'm going to throw, I got 5 on it. I'm going to throw 5 videos at you guys at a time. Please do your boy a favor and stay on topic, stay on point. Also, let me know where you're chiming in from and what time it is, because we love to know all the time what time it is, where you're chiming in from, as well as where you're chiming in from. Guess what? We're going to get our show back together. We're going to tighten up ship, and we're going to get busy today. We got a fantastic show lined up, and we're going to get right into what? Let's get into these titles. What I got over here for you guys this morning is Trump. Where is the president? No, I'm sorry. Where is Trump? Is the president okay? We watch this show and we use Trump basically every day in our titles. For the last week, I myself have been wondering, where's Trump? What's going on? All of a sudden, conspiracies were being thrown. People were saying, no longer with us, all sorts of situations. We're going to find out this morning what's going on with the president. And secondly, what else do we have over here? We've got Congress returns as the release of the Epstein files looms over lawmakers this week. That's right. Return of the Epstein files. Everybody's back in office. We only got 2 more days in this week, which is not a good thing. But you know what? Still got to get back and let us know what's going to happen with those files and what is going on with that subpoena. Last but not least, what else do we have? Peter Navarro says that Trump's tariffs are being taken away in court will be the end of the USA. Hopefully not anything like that's going to happen, you guys, because guess what? I don't know what you think, but maybe we do need tariffs in order to adjust our finances and sort of things. But business people, woo, they're really feeling it, especially import and export when it comes down to the shipping costs. And you know what that means? Let me get into these titles, y'all. It's time for us to get to work. I got to get to work over here. Let me stack this deck, because guess what? After all of the time we've been looking, we've been searching, trying to find out what's going on with the president, boom, there he is. And he steps up and basically debunks all of the claims which everybody has been saying for the last 4 or 5 days.
But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll... But I just want to congratulate you. It's a very big deal. When you come out and when you leave the room, you'll see that we just, over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug-carrying boat, a lot of drugs in that boat. And you'll be seeing that and you'll be reading about that. It just happened moments ago. And our great general, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who's been so incredible,
okay,
including
what
took place in Iran, knocking out potential nuclear power for a long time to come. I think within a month they would have had it. We didn't do what we did. But he gave us a little bit of a briefing. And you'll see. And there's more where that came from. We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And we just, these came out of Venezuela and coming out very heavily from Venezuela. A lot of things are coming out of Venezuela. So we took it out and you'll get to see that. after this meeting is over. Do you have any questions, please? Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Cumberland talked about the cost savings
Yeah.
associated with this announcement. Can you talk about the strategic benefits by having Space Force Command headquartered in Huntsville?
Well, it just works because we have so much else there. And having a central, you could call it a central. Interesting event. She's a tremendous woman. And so what are you asking me about her?
NATO is concerned about it, I too, about this.
Sure, NATO is concerned about it. Well, nobody knows where it came from, but they did take away her ability to use a phone. You know, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that could happen to me. I'd be very happy.
Mr. President, reducing the tariffs on India from 50%.
What does that
Looks
mean?
like he's
Are
okay
you
to me,
considering
guys.
taking away some of the tariffs that you've imposed on India? You had posted.
No, we get along with India very well, but India has, you have to understand, for many years, it was a one-sided relationship. Only now, since I came along, and because of the power that we have with tariffs, India was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest in the world, number one. And we therefore weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them. Foolishly, we weren't charging them. So they would send in massive, everything they made, they'd send it in, pour it into our country. Therefore, it wouldn't.
I don't know if this looks like a suntan or maybe he just woke up. Looks okay to me, guys. This is just basically what I'm trying to say. President looks like he's okay. Everyone's been gabbling. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I guess hopefully that will satisfy everybody when it comes down to, is the president okay? Let's keep on going, you guys, because we got more. We got some information coming up from Peter Navarro right now. A little bit of gaggle about what? The tariffs. Let's go forward with more information here.
So far, we're up 1.4% annually, second fastest in American history. And every single, and the one I follow the most closely, is whether real wages are rising, which is to say whether the wage growth is outpacing inflation. During the Biden regime, you had 26 straight months where inflation rose faster than wages. That's just death knell for blue collar workers. So far, we're up 1.4% annually, second fastest in American history. And every single month, real wages have gone up in the Trump administration. Inflation is trending below 2%. So that's an incredibly stellar performance. What else can I tell you? Well, if you look at the big, beautiful bill, here's what's coming. We're going to have an average of $15,000 tax cuts for blue collar and middle America. That's a good deal. We're going to have $63 billion in benefits for no tax on overtime for seniors. The no tax on tips, no tax on overtime is going to mean $1,500 a year more in the pockets of service workers. So that's a really big deal.
Yeah,
and the last thing I'll tell you,
don't need it,
in terms of the statistics, $8 trillion have come into this country in terms of pledged investment. And why is that important? From an economist's point of view, I can tell you that when you have investment, you have an increase in productivity, and productivity increases is the key to wage increases. So the future is very bright. Now, let's shift gears a little bit. I know you want to ask some questions about the court decision on Friday. I heard one of your colleagues talking about.
We're going to take that from you, Peter. Thank you so much, buddy, for that gaggle right there and your follow-up, because we got too much in the clip. Let's keep on going. Keep on staying in Washington, though, because this goes all the way to the GOP. This is an accuser, someone that was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. They're saying that they're covering up the Epstein files, these victims' accounts, as well as affirmations made on Capitol Hill. So what's going on here is yesterday, a lot of victims came in, spoke with Democrats, spoke about what happened to them, and now it's out. And everybody basically is saying, you know what? We're going to subpoena for files as well as more information on the Epstein files. Let me get you guys direct information over here that's even better, coming right out of Washington, D.C. as of yesterday. This is a true victims account right here from Melanie Stansbury.
I'm Melanie Stansbury, and I represent New Mexico's 1st Congressional District. And I want to say that I'm truly stunned by what I heard today. The thing about being a victim of assault, of sexual violence, is that it not only steals your sense of self, it steals your dignity, it steals your ambition, it steals your hopes, it steals your dreams, and it steals your
That's them.
sense of personhood. And what we heard today is from a half dozen victims, some of whom have already pursued both civil and criminal suits against both Giuffre Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as from several who have never told their stories in public before. But before I turn to the substance of the case itself, I want to say to anyone out there who is currently experiencing abuse of any kind, we see you. We are here fighting for you, and we will fight for justice for every person who is experiencing sexual violence in this country, and that is what this case is actually about. But I want to be clear that what we heard today is a cover-up, and it is a cover-up of epic proportions, a cover-up involving the United States government, the justice system, rich and powerful individuals, a cover-up potentially involving foreign countries and foreign actors. And yes, here today in this House, as our colleagues are up in the House chamber in the Rules Committee, a cover-up by the Republicans in this chamber.
Whoa.
Because as you will find out in the coming days and weeks, this goes all the way to the top. So let's be clear about that.
We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. I told you, I'm back. It's not a game. Bugatti's not playing. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content that y'all getting right now. We just started. We back. Let's go. Double tap that screen. Our bottom line. Let's get it going. I owe y'all 2 more videos. We got to get over to this judge that been blasted for blocking reparation flights to Guatemala. These children are basically trying to be reunited with their family members, let's put it like that. And the judge just prevented that from happening. What do you guys think about that? Should these children be allowed to go back to their family members, or should they be held back in the United States?
Federal judge blocking the Trump administration from sending hundreds of unaccompanied minors back home to Guatemala. Some children were already on board when the planes were ordered not to take off.
And now one of President Trump's top advisors is responding, and we've got Bill Maluzhin live from Los Angeles with the back and forth on that. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Julie, good morning to you. So those unaccompanied Guatemalan migrant children were potentially just hours away from being deported yesterday. Some of them were literally sitting on the tarmac in Texas when an emergency order came down from a federal judge blocking those flights from taking off. Now, that order came down from federal judge Sparkle Suknanan in Washington, D.C. She's a Biden appointee. This is after attorneys and advocate
DEI.
It's representing the Guatemalan children argued that the Trump administration was violating U.S. laws and potentially sending the children to peril in their home countries without giving them due process. Now, the Trump administration countered that it's reuniting the children with their parents or guardians in Guatemala who sought their return, with a DOJ lawyer describing it as, quote, outrageous that the plaintiffs are trying to, quote, interfere with reunifications. Now, before issuing her order blocking the flights to Guatemala, Judge Suknanan said in part, quote, I have the government attempting to remove minor children from the country in the wee hours of the morning on a holiday weekend, which is surprising, but here we are. I have conflicting narratives from both sides here. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller slammed the judge, posting on X in part, quote, the Biden judge is effectively kidnapping these migrant children and refusing to let them return home to their parents in their home country. Now, these children have been in the care of HHS's Office of Refugee Resettlement, with an official there saying the children should be removed.
Children should be reunited with their parents. If their parents are in another country and there's no credible fear claim, then those children should be repatriated, reunited with their parents in their country of origin.
Now we're talking about roughly 600 Guatemalan children here. They came to the U.S. illegally and unaccompanied, largely via human smugglers. Judge Suknanan's order right now blocks DHS from removing the children while the legal fight plays out over the coming weeks.
Over the coming weeks, that means we're going to stay responsible for the children, taking care of them, as well as everything. Sad part about it is I know them kids don't want to be in no cage cell like that. That's crazy. No matter what race, color, or whatever it is, hopefully those kids get back to their countries of origin, and they do actually get back to their true family members and their family. We ask that in Jesus' name today. Amen. We'll keep on moving forward, guys. We got to get to this. This is propaganda at its worst form of at its worst form is what one of these ICE administrators say. We keeping it going to this morning, y'all. We gonna keep on running no matter what. We got some Kilmar Abrero Garcia information coming up right now. That's my 5th clip. I'm coming to the comments after this. Let's go. Let's get it.
So on Wednesday, a federal judge blocked the Trump administration from deporting, at least for now, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, as cases involving his many alleged crimes make their way through the courts. So the administration is looking to deport the alleged MS-13 gang member and an El Salvador native, potentially to Uganda. And right now, at this moment, Abrego Garcia is in a detention center in Virginia.
And I'll tell you, these people love Abrero Garcia. If I ever get in any trouble or if I go through anything, if I want people like this coming to see me, for real, because they be going to see Kilmar.
Where for some reason, Democratic Senator Mark Warner decided to go visit him.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even get
A few
there.
hours ago, I left the Farm Bill Detention Center, where I had a chance to meet with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I gave him letters from his family, and you can imagine how emotional he was. There should be no action taken on deportation of this individual until that due process claims are resolved. I got a commitment from the private company that runs the facility that they'll work with us on improving both some of the food and some of the health care. America's a better country than this. We all need to continue to stand up and speak out.
Just incredible. Joining me
better food and better health care is what they're asking for.
Now here in studio is a senior advisor at Customs and Border Protection, Ron Vitella. Ron, welcome to the show. So I know that Senator Van Hollen from Maryland has a man crush on this gangbanger, criminal, illegal immigrant. I'm a little surprised to see Mark Warner, who's supposed to be one of their sensible adults in the room.
No, that's enough for that, because we already saw what's going on. Are they trying to do this stuff to get votes? Are they trying to get on someone's sensitive side? I need y'all to help me out with this. Why do they keep on going to visit this guy, having Mai Tais and all sorts of drinks and stuff with him? What are they doing this for? Because like I said, I wish they'd do that for me. I wish they would do something for me like that. That would be fantastic. Hey, Bugatti, we see you struggling over there. Let's do something for y'all on y'all program. Let's keep on moving forward right now, because we got to go over to Afghanistan, where more than 600 people lost their lives. Yes, we were going to report this yesterday, but the Interior basically gives us an update on what happened yesterday when it comes down to this terrible, tragic situation right here. Too many people. It's just a tragic situation, you guys.
A major earthquake has hit eastern Afghanistan, with the Taliban government's Interior Ministry saying at least 600 people have been killed.
That's a lot of people.
The magnitude 6.0 quake struck along the border of the provinces of Nangarhar and Kunar on Sunday night. The epicenter is in a remote mountainous area, making relief operations extremely difficult. Some of the injured have been helicoptered to safety. Roads to the worst hit area are said to have been blocked by landslides. Officials say entire villages have been destroyed. While the Taliban is appealing for urgent help from international aid organizations. Our South Asia correspondent, Yugita Limai, is in Afghanistan's capital, from where she gave us this update.
Here in Kabul, we were jolted awake by the earthquake just before midnight last night, and the shaking went on for several seconds. We know, of course, now that it was a 6.0 magnitude earthquake which struck Afghanistan's eastern Kunar province, which is roughly a 3 to 4 hour drive from here. We have been told from several sources and from the Taliban government as well that there is large-scale destruction in the area. The Taliban government is saying that they've heard that there are villages that have been completely destroyed and that masses of people are feared trapped under the rubble. But this is mountainous terrain. It's extremely challenging to reach even in the best of times. So that's really hampering rescue and relief operations. We've been told that the road going to the epicenter has actually been blocked because of a landslide. We know that the Taliban government is operating helicopters to try to get people out of there. But the scale of the earthquake, I think the scale of the impact and the dead, it will be a while before we can truly get a sense of that. This region, again, mountainous terrain, very, very difficult to access. So any kind of rescue operations are going to be extremely slow moving.
Yeah.
And further, what's happened is literally through the night and early into this morning, we've had more aftershocks as well. The earthquake is hitting Afghanistan at a time when this country is already grappling with severe drought in more than half of its provinces, and it's experiencing what the UN describes as an unprecedented crisis of hunger.
Terrible situation right there in Afghanistan, you guys. Terrible, tragic situation where a lot of people lost their lives. We want to pray for the souls because it has nothing to do with race, color, or where they're from. Pray for the souls of everyone that lost their lives in this tragic event. Hopefully at some point their friends and family can find some sort of resolve and strength in what's going on here, as well as retrieve, the remains so that they can have a respectful burial. We ask that today in Jesus' name. Amen. Terrible, tragic situation where too many people lost their lives right there, you guys. Crazy, sad situation. Now we got to get back over to Washington because the Oversight Committee is going to be meeting. This is the part when they actually did meet with the victims, the Giuffre Epstein victims. The House Committee Oversight guy. Let me see. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Let's go. Let's get it.
Member of the House Oversight Committee, California Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia. Joining us now, ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, California Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia. Congressman, thanks for being with us on a holiday. Members of your committee will meet privately tomorrow with victims of Giuffre Epstein. Here's what Chair Comer said about that.
The Trump administration is cooperating with us. We're bringing in the families and the attorneys of the victims Tuesday afternoon to talk to the House Oversight Committee. This will be Republicans and Democrats because we're going to make this information public. That's what the American people want. When we travel around all of our districts, that's one of the things that people ask. When are we going to see the Epstein files? But it's very complicated because there are victims of the Epstein files. And we want to listen to those victims and their families and their attorneys to see how best can we present this information.
So Comer there seems to suggest that this will be a bipartisan approach in speaking with the victims, trying to figure out how to best handle their information. Do Democrats and Republicans agree?
We good because we already know about that. We passed it already and we saw the update. Just wanted you guys to see the backstory and what was actually going on with that as well. So yes, we're past it, already had the meetings. Now everybody's coming out and speaking about what's going on. We're actually going to get those files redacted. And guess what I like about this? The victims had part in what's going on here, not just the government and rich people. The victims had verbal responsibility, and they took control here. I love this situation right here. That's actually good right there because now it's like it gives you closure. If somebody ever been through something terrible, it gives you closure in some regard, and I can understand that part right there. We're gonna keep on moving forward because now we got to go to speaking out. We got some Epstein victims that actually spoke out and spoke about their accusers, directly speaking about their accusers. And you know what accusers we're talking about, right? Yeah, those two.
Convicted child sex abuser Ghislaine Maxwell is not the victim here.
Thank you.
The real victims, the survivors, are people like Jane. Now, we don't know Jane's full name, but we know that Jane was 14 years old when she met Giuffre Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell at a youth camp in Michigan. Here's what the story said, quote, Epstein first abused Jane when she was 14. Jane said that there were sexual encounters with Epstein for the next 3 years, around every 2 weeks. Sometimes Maxwell was in the room during this sexual abuse. There were occasions when Maxwell touched Jane's breasts. Jane is a real survivor. So is Carolyn, who testified that she went to Epstein's home over 100 times from age 14 to 18, where she was told to massage Giuffre Epstein. Carolyn said that at the age of 14, before one of the massages, Maxwell came in and felt my boobs and my hips and my buttocks and said that I had a great body for Mr. Epstein and his friends. And then there's Maria Farmer. Unlike some of Epstein's other victims, Maria Farmer was 25 years old when she says Epstein assaulted her, though her younger sister, who also says she was abused by Epstein, was a minor. Maria Farmer was an employee of Jeffrey Epstein's at the time. She says that in 1996, she was at the estate of Victoria's Secret CEO Leslie Wexner with Epstein and Maxwell. She says that Epstein and Maxwell violently groped her until she fled the room and barricaded herself in another part of the building. And during her time in Epstein's orbit, Maria Farmer says she also encountered Donald Trump. She told the New York Times that in 1995, quote, late one night, Mr. Epstein unexpectedly called her to his offices in a luxury building in Manhattan. She arrived in running shorts. Mr. Trump then arrived wearing a business suit and started to hover over her. Ms. Farmer said she recalled feeling scared as Mr. Trump stared at her bare legs. Then Mr. Epstein entered the room and she recalled him saying to Mr. Trump, no, she's not here for you. The two men left the room and Ms. Farmer said she could hear Mr. Trump commenting that he thought Ms. Farmer was 16 years old. Joining me now is Maria Farmer, along with her attorney, Jennifer Freeman. And before we get started, I just want to say to you, Maria, I think it is incredibly courageous.
Question, this is how we do it all the time after the 2-minute run. Keep going, Bugatti. Yes, thumbs up. Don't want to see it, want to keep on moving forward, thumbs down. Keep moving forward, Bugatti. Thumbs up. That means we're going to keep moving forward. Press that button. Let this keep on going. This is about, it's an hour long, but I'm going to let her talk a lot if you guys thumbs up. A lot. Thumbs down if you want to go to the next clip. This is an actual victim's account right here. We got 1 thumbs down and 2 thumbs up. We got 2 thumbs down. We got up. We going back and forth right here. We going back and forth right here. And I'm going to give you guys my suggestion right now too, because I have a vote as well. So this is my vote. Don't do what I want to do because I'm not making you guys do what I want to do. It don't get down like that on this platform. All right, let's go. We're going to give it at least like another 2 minutes. All right, let's go.
That you are continuing to tell your story in a very, very public way. It cannot be easy, and I'm very grateful for you being here with us tonight. So let me start just there, Maria.
Thank you, Jen, for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let me start by asking you, this nightmare has followed you for a very, very long time, decades. And I'm sure that Jeffrey Epstein's reemergence, all over the news has been incredibly painful. How are you? How are you doing? How are you digesting all of this?
Thank you for asking that. That's very thoughtful because a lot of people aren't aware of every time his picture is on one of their podcasts or, and I've asked several people, can you please not just flash his picture everywhere or Maxwell's and not glamorize them? But thank you for asking that because a lot of people aren't aware that re-traumatizes victims every time we have to see his face. And it's a case that has just never gone away. It just won't go away. And I need your audience to understand that, I reported this almost 3 decades ago. So a lot of people will say, oh, why is she just coming forward now? And they think it's political. And it's not. It's something I've been working on. Pretty much I dedicated all of my youth to this.
Jesus Christ.
And so I'm doing it not just for me, but for the victims who are now deceased and the victims that are very much alive.
Virginia.
And I want to get justice for all of them. I feel that for my little sister to have gone through what she went through and to have had to testify against Maxwell and then have to suffer, and there are others that I love very much who are suffering this right now about Maxwell. It's completely unacceptable. Why would Maxwell be given a voice when she is a convicted pedophile? It's been very difficult, and I appreciate the question. I appreciate you asking.
All right, you guys. I know we could have kept going. Let me tell you what this is. It's called Speaking Out. Watch Epstein victims and accusers speak out on MSNBC. Speaking Out, watch Epstein victims and accusers speak out on MSNBC. Actually, you already know. It's in the description if you guys want to go ahead and watch the whole thing. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward because your boy's not playing this morning. We back. Double tap that screen if you appreciate all the content that we're giving you this morning. Also, give me all the money in your pockets. Nah, I understand. I know it's hard out here for a pimp. But when you're trying to get the money for the rent, so I'm not going to tap your pockets. I understand it's kind of rough out here, and it's the middle of the week. But while I would appreciate if y'all can get those likes up to make the ends justify the means, that makes more people get over here, get aware of what we got going on, and hopefully we can get to that 50,000 subscriber mark. Yes, let's get those 50,000. Because after we get that, I'm shooting for 100. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. House GOP Oversight Panel subpoenas the Giuffre Epstein birthday book and other documents. It ain't your birthday, shorty. It's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. Get them files together, Jeff. Let's go.
The estate of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has less than 2 weeks to hand over a trove of documents to the House Oversight Committee. The panel has subpoenaed the estate for, among other things, Epstein's will, his financial documents, a reported collection of letters gifted in a so-called 50th birthday book for Epstein, Epstein's non-disclosure agreement with others, and any information that could be part of a potential clients list.
Ooh, so they want his will to see whoever he left money to or any sort of land or whatever, financial documents for all of his business, that anything he had going on, this alleged birthday book that everybody's been talking about, non-disclosure agreements, basically any agreement that he had with anybody under disclosure, they want to see a copy of it or the original. Information that could be a part of a potential client's list, yes. Information, phone numbers, addresses, situations going back and forth, emails, anything in that sort of a context that could get you guys some sort of an area where you can probably get some sort of a follow-up, anything like that. Let's go.
The Oversight Committee is also going to interview former Labor Secretary during President Trump's first term, Alex Acosta. Acosta, of course, was the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida when he negotiated a 2008 sweetheart deal with Epstein. And joining us now is Liz Stein. She is a survivor of Epstein and Maxwell's trafficking ring. She now works as a survivor mentor and policy associate at the Support Center for Child Advocates in Philadelphia. Liz, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really interested to learn what your reaction is to the contents of the Maxwell transcript, the very fact of her being interviewed by the Deputy Attorney General, her prison transfer, and the overall treatment of Maxwell.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
I think that it's pretty obvious that she's not being truthful in this interview. And I think that something that the public might not be aware of, if you're someone who isn't following this case really closely, is that in her federal indictment, there were perjury charges stemming from a deposition that was held in a civil suit involving Virginia Giuffre. And when it came time for Maxwell's trial, those charges were severed because the prosecutors did not want the testimony from those charges to unduly influence the jury. And when she was ultimately convicted of the other counts, those charges were dropped. So we're already talking about someone who has been less than truthful previously. And I think that it's really difficult for us as survivors to have the government speaking to someone who's been convicted of this crime and giving her any weight whatsoever in terms of leniency. I mean, the move to a federal prison camp is really an unprecedented move for someone who's been charged with these crimes. And so I'm just curious why the government is putting so much stock in what Ghislaine Maxwell is saying, but they're not talking to the actual victims of this crime.
And that's why we letting
you speak very interestingly and movingly about sex trafficking and how it's not probably what the average American envisions when they hear that term. Tell us what you mean.
So I think that it's interesting to point out that I am a victim of this crime, and I consider myself to be a reasonably intelligent and aware person, but I didn't even realize that I was trafficked until Epstein was arrested in 2019. The way that it was in my mind was that I became involved with this with these friends, and I had a really horrific experience, but I didn't even realize that I had been trafficked until Epstein was arrested. And I think that people are just not educated on what sex trafficking is. I certainly wasn't. I thought that I knew what it was. And I think that that is also a really big piece of the puzzle that's missing. I don't know if people really understand what they're talking about.
Right. You're not like
And
kept
so
in a
simplest-
dungeon, right? You're not kept in a dungeon. You're not chained.
No.
You're manipulated.
No. Yes. And so, the perception, I think, in the media is that, it is a man who comes along in a van and scoops up a little girl with blonde hair and blue eyes and takes her somewhere and locks her up and chains her. And it really, sex trafficking does not look like that in the majority of cases at all. Sex trafficking needs 3 elements to be present: force, fraud, and coercion in order to compel someone into a commercial sex act. And a commercial sex act is anything of value that is received for a sex act. And I don't think that people understand that.
Now we do. Now we do. Thank you so much for clearing that up and letting your voice be heard. And that's what we do over here on this platform, you guys. Again, y'all appreciate the content that y'all are getting right now from the #1 show, no matter when they try to shut us down. We back at it, baby. Let's go. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. If you aren't a member already, come on and go ahead and be a member. Hit that bell so you guys know when we come on. That's that notification bell right there, y'all. Come on, let's get it. We got to keep on moving forward right now. We got to get on over. We're going to Houston? Are we going to Houston or are we going to this Congressional returns the release of the Epstein files? I guess we got to get back over to Washington because Congress basically returned and released the Epstein files. Looms, wait a minute, they didn't release it. What are they talking about over here? You guys are giving me information that I don't understand. So you know what? Let's get right to the clip because we got more, looks like.
If you're worried you left a lot of unfinished business on your desk over the holiday weekend, might I introduce you to the U.S. Congress?
There we go.
This time tomorrow, they'll return to the hallowed halls of Capitol Hill and have to face several long-delayed showdowns.
Right.
Perhaps the biggest looming item on the to-do list, the release of Giuffre Epstein case files. That's going to be tested on Wednesday. There's also another budget battle that has to be settled within 30 days, or guess what? A looming government shutdown and turmoil at the CDC will be front and center Thursday when RFK Jr. testifies in the Senate. Joining us now, NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona. Michael.
Nope, one of those 3 breakdowns right there to get that information because that's what we got coming up next. Let's go. Let's go. We got to get on over to East Houston real quick. Serious situation. We got this 11-year-old that no longer with us after a ding-dong ditch prank goes wrong. Let's go, y'all. We got to get on over to Houston. We can't just stay in one place. Can't just be all politics all the time. Let's do it. Let's go.
And with an 11-year-old boy who has died after being shot while ding-dong ditching a neighbor's home in Houston's east side. The shooting happened near the intersection of Mimboro and Fidelity Streets just before 11 last night. The victim found about a block away. Police have since questioned a person in connection with that shooting, but no arrests have been made. KPRC2's Jaewon Jung has been out at the scene all day. She joins us now live with the latest. It's Jaewon.
What happened, Jaewon?
Bill, good evening to you. Nearly 24 hours since the shooting took place, investigators are still on scene collecting evidence. This was a tragic situation of a doorbell prank gone wrong.
Terrible.
Police telling us this was an isolated incident, but they now have a warning to parents.
It's just so heartbreaking and sad.
George Skinner lives just 2 houses down the street, where Houston police say a middle-aged man opened fire on a group of kids ding-dong ditching late Saturday night. An 11-year-old boy was shot in the back and died Sunday afternoon.
There's no way you can mistake that kid for somebody grown, and that's what hurts so bad.
This isn't the first time a ding-dong ditch prank has turned violent. Last month, a similar case happened in Fort Worth and in Frisco, where police there say 3 teenage boys nearly lost their lives.
They may seem like harmless pranks, but they can be very dangerous indeed.
I spoke with Sergeant Betsy Smith. She's a retired law enforcement officer who is now the spokesperson for the National Police Association.
We have had recent trends like this ding-dong ditch, which has been happening for, 50, 60 years. There's also been various TikTok challenges.
TikTok challenges like the door kick
Man,
challenge
the door
caught
all
by
the
a
way
Katy
open.
homeowner last month. While it's unclear if social media had anything to do with this case, Houston police has a message to parents. We've heard about pranks like this before.
Yes,
I want to start out by saying Houston's a safe community, and it's sad that we're here today dealing with it now. But to answer your question, as a parent, keep a close eye on your kids.
A sad ending to a prank indeed. Police don't believe this was a case of self-defense, and a witness reported that a handgun was used in this shooting. Now, a few hours ago, I did also see investigators recovering several firearms from this house. We're live in the East Side.
Look, I want to know the dude got arrested and what's going on with all that. That's what we really want to find out. Is this guy locked up? What's going on with this guy? Because there's no way that you can aim at a child that's running. You might get angry and shake your fist, yo, little son of a whatever. But aiming a pistol at a child while they're running away for ding-dong ditching? Come on, man. Get a dog so the dog barks at the door. Put a pit bull sign at the gate or something like that. But you never do anything that can harm an 11-year-old child. If anything, you never do anything like that. So yes, we want to pray for the child and the family of everybody that lost their lives in any one of these ding-dong ditch tragedies, because we should be able to get better than this, Lord, and try to give people more strength and more understanding, even when they're aggravated, to not go through situations like this and end people's lives, because a life is so much more precious than being lost for something like that. We ask this in Jesus' name, amen. Terrible, tragic situation right there. 11-year-old, y'all. We got to keep on moving forward now, because we got this little transgender situation going on from Gorky as he responds to a situation. And remember what happened in Minneapolis? Let's get on over to Minneapolis. Another tragic event that happened because of Pow Pow. And you guys know about this. Check this out, though. Had to let him speak. I want you guys to hear this.
Ask you this. You've made it clear, and this is not going to change. You think transgender people are the problem here. So what specifically do you think should be done?
No. When did I say that?
You clearly think
when did I say that,
you
Brianna?
think it's a pattern?
You just
tweeted
you just created live fake news. You just did it right in front of the
Gorka,
small
what do you
viewership
think should be
have,
done here?
okay?
You have zeroed in on the fact, on what you see is a problem, what you claim is a problem. What do you want to do about it? What do you want to do about this problem you see?
I have noticed a disturbing. Do you think it's a problem that individuals are targeting little children at Catholic schools? Do you think that's something we should ignore?
Of course, I think that's a problem.
Thank you. So what we should do is we should look at the early warning signals, the signs. One of these shooters at a recent school shooting had 24 interactions with the local law enforcement. Now, that beggars belief. We should be providing off-ramps. We should be providing mental health options for these individuals. I find it hard to believe that an individual goes from getting his mother to sign a change of name certificate, age 17, and then just a handful of years later is mowing down innocent children in a church pew during a Catholic mass, and nobody realized there was a problem. That's what we have to address to save the next children from the next atrocity. It's not about the sexual proclivities of the individual. It's the fact that nobody seems to notice a very disturbing pattern towards violence. You don't wake up one morning saying, I'm going to do a video on YouTube threatening to kill the president, targeting Jews, targeting children. That doesn't happen overnight. Somebody saw that degradation. Somebody saw those mental issues and said nothing. That's what we have to prevent. The early warning signals must be addressed if children's lives are to be saved.
And the same situation goes for the urban neighborhoods when it comes down to like artists, rappers, or like Gills Nangsters. If you want to be Gills Nangster, you can't be no snills niche. You know, you can't be doing certain things. You got to live a certain way. And if you're not, doing something illegal, you're not living up to your point. It's crazy the way that people are actually out here nowadays. It seems like the world is backwards. And everybody's just going along to get along, and it's all fluff and it's all BS. He dropped some bombs right there, you guys. He really did drop some bombs information, and I'm glad that I didn't have to say it. It came from somebody else. Had to do with a total different situation, but guess what? It needs to be paid attention to, because if you can catch certain things in the infantile stages, you have a chance of being able to do something about it. I was a bad kid. I had a lot of energy, used to tear stuff up, bad out there. And then somebody said, hey, you'll be good at, playing basketball. Let's get you over here. Next thing you know, your boy getting trophies. I'm one of the best defensive point guards on the team. You have to find a way to steer kids in a certain direction. You have to find a way. And if you can't, you may have to move those children away from other children to make sure that they're not harming them. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to the New York City subway. We're literally, that's right, you guys. Damn you won't take my cheese. This literally turned into a real war zone in a fight that went viral. You guys, I hope you haven't left, because this is a video that you got to see. This is better than the Mike Tyson fight. I'm going to tell you right now, this is about to go down. Zoom in on this. This is when rats in New York have a squabble. The rat war zone in the subway. Let's go.
NYC rats are next level. NYC rats are next level.
They fighting, y'all. Literally, two rats are fighting.
Oh my God, oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah, yep, that's it. Oh.
They fighting, y'all. Who's winning? Who y'all going for? Dark one or the light one? Which one y'all going for?
Oh shit.
Uh-oh, the light one is winning.
You guys.
Do y'all see this? This is what goes down in New York. Yeah. Ain't even thinking about the people, humans, nothing. Straight fight going on. Yeah. Yeah, this is New York right here, y'all.
NYC.
Yeah, but guess what? Our fare just went up. See, that's why the fare just went up. You didn't know that we give you guys live actual footage. You get to see a show when you wait for the train. So you got to pay $3 to get on the train, but you got the rats fighting now. They train the rats to fight in New York, y'all. Come on now. We got to give them some props. They said we're going to raise the fare, but we're going to train the rats how to fight so you guys can be entertained while y'all down there waiting for your train to pull up. Lord have mercy. Let's go. Memphis, Tennessee. An armed man reels knob a truck. It's a Kroger. At a Kroger. Let's go, you guys. We got to get on over to Tennessee. We do different states, countries, and everything. That's why I keep on telling you guys to let me know where you're chiming in from.
First tonight, new video released. Shocking moments here showing guns drawn. Memphis police now searching for a group of men who robbed an armored truck in Whitehaven. Thanks for being with us. I'm Shay Arthur. That holdup happened in the Kroger parking lot off East Shelby Drive. That was yesterday. That's where we find WRG's Harrison Klopp. And Harrison, you've been following this really scary situation here. Well, what have you learned tonight?
Rat boxing and beatboxing.
Shay, good evening. Unfortunately, we have only learned what police have told us, but this isn't something you see every day. And this all happened at the front of the Kroger when the armored truck arrived for a cash pickup, when detectives say a Nissan Murano pulled up behind the truck and two suspects got out with AR-style rifles. The two suspects then forced the armored truck employee on the ground when a third suspect got out of the car and grabbed two large bags of cash.
Whoa.
All three men got away with the money. We talked with one woman who had been to this Kroger before but was in disbelief that something like this happened in broad daylight.
It's ridiculous. I mean, for people to even feel the need to have to go that far to get what they think they need, it's discouraging.
Crazy.
It's crazy because it makes you feel very unsafe. There was no regard to anybody, anything, broad daylight, an assault rifle. That's more than just a robbery.
And we have received a statement from Kroger saying they are working with MPD on the investigation, but we will let you know any updates we get.
Inside job. Somebody knew the time and the schedule, paid attention to what was going on, because they would never be that comfortable. Or either someone has been paying attention, realized that Kroger had some big transactions going on, and said, give me that. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get those likes up. Let me ask you a question. Have you already subscribed to the channel? Are you already a member? If not, this would be the perfect time to do so. Come on, y'all, go ahead and do that. We got to get on over to Detroit. Come on over, my Detroit people. I ain't forget about you. Sad situation here between two siblings. We got a pow-powing at a Detroit police at a park in Detroit. The police are troubled because two people and one brother pow-powed the sister by mistake. Let's go, y'all. Terrible situation in Detroit, but sadly, we got it covered because that's what we do here.
With a crazy story on so many levels. An update on a 15-year-old girl shot at a park in Detroit this very week.
So police say that she went to fight another girl, but she was the one who was accidentally shot by her own younger brother.
Fox 2's Camila Mary joins us live now with the latest from police. Camille, we just hate to see this again and again, young people shot in our city.
Yeah, I mean, this entire summer, it's been one story after another, often happening in parks, often happening in broad daylight. This a twist to the story now, an accidental shooting, but 2 siblings involved. Take a look.
The time for sleep at the wheel parenting needs to stop.
The stern message coming from Detroit police just 2 days after a teenager is shot by another teenager.
The victim in this situation being 15 and the young man being 13, and we're able to identify at this time that they're both from the same household.
It happened Wednesday night at Wishegan Park on Shaner on Detroit's east side. An arranged fight, an accidental shooting. As far as the weapon goes.
So right now, it's part of our investigation to trace back the path of ownership of the gun. But we just find it alarming that, a 15-year-old girl would go to a park to fight with her 13-year-old brother who's armed with a gun.
The 13-year-old facing charges. His sister recently released from the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Center.
She has a long history that goes back involving assaultive behavior, from simple assault to aggravated assault, some firearm possession, some runaway issues.
To parents watching this story,
if you are a parent and you have a child that's experiencing hard times or you see on a negative path, don't hesitate to call the Detroit Police Department, because we do have resources to help you in diverting your child's path from a negative outcome.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
and we're live here in the park. You can see it's completely empty. I mean, it's a beautiful day. I see maybe 1 or 2 people here. We don't know if that's because of this latest incident, but the grandmother I spoke with said she does not allow her grandchildren to come to this park, or to any park for that matter, because she said she just doesn't know what's going to happen.
So what are parks for now? What are parks for? It seems like you got to send, you have to have a police car sitting outside the park in order to make sure nothing happened. But then again, that don't mean that nothing ain't gonna happen. They're just gonna try to do it and get away, because that's the way of the world right now. Craziness. And yes, we want to pray for the girl that lost her life in this tragic event. Had very difficulties, a lot of negative things going on in her life. And look, something like that brought her to her demise. We ask for peace and calmness and resolve for the family in this tragic situation, Lord. Amen. Terrible situation, but that's kind of like to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, and look what happens. Also, when you have a problem, stop going to get people. You wind up getting somebody else hurt that ain't had nothing to do with it. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. We got to get on over there. That's right, you guys. Y'all ready? Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip. Diamonds on my neck stay dripping, ice. Came through dripping, drip, drip. That's right, y'all. Cardi B, you know we don't normally do it, but we gonna do it. She speaks out after she's been found not liable in that civil lawsuit where the security guard say that she poked her in the face when she was talking like a this, and she was like, yeah, what are you talking about, girl? So Cardi B stepped up, and she had a little bit of words from when she spoke out after being found not liable in the civil suit.
Okay. So first thing first, I want to thank my lawyers. I want to thank the jurors. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank the respectful press. I really, really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody at home supporting me. I know you guys having a little key with the moment, but to be honest with you, I have missed my kids' first day of school today. I missed my kids' last week of school yesterday because of this. And I'm not even playing around. I will, even if I'm in my deathbed, I swear to God, I will say it in my deathbed. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl. And with that being said, this time around, I'm going to be nice. The next person to try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm going to countersue. And I'm going to make you pay. Because this is not okay. I think people have like this misinterpretations of celebrities. Like it's like, oh, well, we could ask for this and they're going to settle. You don't work at home and you don't work all day and you don't work for your money to give out your money. So don't ever think that I'm just going to give you my money that I work hard for. I don't lay in bed all day. I work all day. And I work hard for my money, for my kids, and for people I take care of. So don't you ever think that you're gonna sue me and I'm just gonna settle and just give me my money. It's not gonna happen. I do also want fans at home though, not to find their social media, her family's social media, her social media, and bother her. I hope that this is something that I leave behind, that she leave behind. Don't go bother her. Don't be talking about her. Don't be talking about how she look. Don't call her no nasty names. Let's just put this behind. But I'm giving a warning. I am not that celeb that you're gonna sue and you think it's gonna settle.
Oh, this is the second time she did that too. This is the second time and the second time that she won. Y'all remember the first time, Tasha K, where's that money at? Tasha K still ain't pay up. Tried to file bankruptcy. That's what Tasha K tried to do. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Cardi ain't playing, y'all. Cardi B getting kind of spicy out here. Double tap that screen to get them likes up, because y'all know we getting it on right now. We are. That's right. Number one with myself and the number one co-host here in the chat. Come on, y'all. Give a double hit that like button for yourself. How about that? Everybody that's here, hit that like button for yourself. There we go. We got to move on over right now because we got loved ones that's mourning a 20-year-old woman who lost her life from the murder-suicide. Oh, that's that word right there. Don't try to get me. In Western Detroit. We got to get back on over to Detroit right now, where we had a lot of activity going on. But I had to break it up a little bit and give you guys some of that spicy right there. There we go.
Learning the tragic details behind a shooting in Westland on Saturday night. And family members of the young woman who died say they know who's responsible for her death. Good Sunday evening. I'm Jay Scott Smith, and the big story at 11 o'clock is in Westland, where the parents of a 20-year-old woman who was killed in an apartment complex last night are telling Local 4 it was a murder-suicide. The shooting happened at the Woodland Villa Apartments near Warren Road and Central City Parkway. Let's go live to Noelle Friel. And Noelle, they believe they know who took her life.
Yeah, Jay, Westland police still haven't released any details about what led up to this shooting, but family of the victim have identified her as 20-year-old Sarah Carroll. Her parents say she was killed at this apartment complex by her ex-boyfriend, who they say had been stalking her for weeks.
It feels good to know she was so lost.
Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? 20-year-old Sarah Carroll, now shattered after her loss. Friends and family came together Sunday evening to remember her and comfort each other.
I'm glad I have all the support, but it's still hard. It's really hard.
Jennifer Carroll tells Local 4 her daughter's ex-boyfriend shot and killed her Saturday night at her apartment complex on Drew Circle Drive and then ended his own life. She says he had been stalking Sarah for the past 2 months, and Sarah had been trying to obtain a personal protection order. She had confided in friends, but Jennifer says she had no idea her daughter was living in fear.
Other parents watch your kids, try to get more into their life, try to get them to be open and talk to you.
Her parents say Sarah lit up a room and had career goals she was ready to achieve. They say she was studying to become a physician assistant. Her loved ones now mourning a life cut far too short.
She was funny and she was smart. She had everything going for her.
She was loved by everybody. Everybody she met. Just wonderful.
Tragic events, you guys. Want to pray for the soul of Sarah that lost her life. Want to pray for the family and ask for resolve and calmness and peace in this tragic event. We ask that, things like this do not happen anymore. We ask for more people to come out and speak to their family members when it gets to some sort of a terrible, tragic anger or arguments like this. Hopefully, if anything like this is happening to anybody in our chat or any one of your friends, probably may just have to let them come stay with you, because sometimes you got to get all the way away. We want to pray for some strength and for some understanding in this tragic situation, you guys. Sorry I'm going through this bad situation right now, but that was a pretty terrible story right there, even if I do say so myself. And we want to ask for this in Jesus' name today. Amen. Terrible situation right there, you guys. Terrible situation right there. We got another situation in Nevada where a man was found lost his life in a suspected homicide at Burning Man Festival. found in a pool of his own. Yes, a pool of his own. Yes, that story was about 2 days old. I could have took it out, but there's no way I was going to take that story out, because why would I? There's no way. None of these stories, we not missing nothing. We got all our videos from yesterday. We just stacked on top of it, because we work in a sequence here, sequence of events, and that's how we got to keep it going.
Tonight, police are investigating after they say a man was found dead in a pool of blood at the Burning Man Festival in Nevada. Ryan Chandler is joining us with more on that. So, Ryan, what else do we know?
Well, Hallie, authorities are investigating this as a suspected homicide. The local sheriff's office tells us a deputy was alerted to that victim just as that namesake man began to burn, and we now know that victim is a white adult male. Now, authorities say the festival will have a heavy law enforcement presence before it's set to end tomorrow, warning, although this act appears to be a singular crime, all participants should always be vigilant of their surroundings and acquaintances. Now, the Burning Man organization also says they are cooperating with law enforcement as the sheriff's office asks anyone who may know more about this suspected crime to contact the Pershing County Sheriff's Office. Hallie.
Ryan Chandler.
Yeah, like even like I don't get it, man. This summer, I'm talking about when I say it's coming to they ending this summer with a bang. They're ending this summer with a bang. And y'all wonder why I don't go out, why I'm not doing no events. It's like you can't no more. It's ridiculous. Do your boy a favor, because we number one over here. We don't play, we pull no punches, and we take it all the way to the limit. It's our bottom line. We do this every single day from 6 o'clock until we're done. I start pooling and sequencing at 3 o'clock in the morning. And yes, I put a suit on every day because I want to be presentable and represent for us. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and get them likes up. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Now we got to get back in because we're going to Washington, because we got Speaker Washington and Speaker Johnson and James Comer, who met with the victims, and basically now we're getting the feedback of what they basically said. We going here, y'all. We going here. We got the deck stacked for real today. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everyone. We just spent more than 2 hours with 6 of the Epstein victims, some of the bravest women I've ever met. They're very courageous. They shared their stories. Some of the ladies have shared these stories publicly before, but at least 2 of the women had never told their stories before, one for the very first time in the room. And so there were tears in the room. There was outrage. It was both, I would describe it as heartbreaking and infuriating that justice has been delayed so long. Some of the women in the room began to be groomed by Epstein and his accomplices, Elaine Maxwell and the others, 30 years ago.
Jesus
Christ. There were 4 attorneys in the room. Some of them began civil litigation against Epstein and the Epstein evils and everything associated with it 20 years ago. This has gone on for a long, long time.
Too long, y'all. Too long.
They shared their stories. They shared how these brave young women, Epstein and his accomplices, stole their innocence, stole their very lives in some cases, stole their hopes and dreams and aspirations, and ruined them in so many ways. But they came forward courageously to share their thoughts and their hopes, and the House Oversight Committee and the House itself, that we would do this in a bipartisan fashion and seek those answers, and we will. They are owed that. There may be as many as 1,000 victims. Think of it. Hundreds and hundreds of young women who some of us imagine seated behind these 6 women. One of the members in the committee said that they speak for all of them. And it's been long, long overdue. So the objective here is not just to uncover, investigate the Epstein evils, but also to ensure that this never happens again, and ultimately to find out why justice has been delayed for these ladies for so very long. It is inexcusable, and it will stop now because the Congress is dialed in on this. I'm very grateful for the leadership of Chairman James Comer of the House Oversight Committee, who's with me here, and he's done an extraordinary job. August was a very busy district work period for so many members of Congress who were fanned out across the country in their districts doing town halls and business roundtables and constituent services. But our House Oversight Committee was working all along on their subpoenas. And I'll let him recount for you some of the great work that has already been done, but 34,000 Epstein documents have already been collected. We will not stop there. This is the beginning and not the end, and they are going through very carefully because we have two ultimate objectives here. We want to bring justice to every single person who is involved in the Epstein evils or the cover-up thereof, but we also want to be equally certain that we protect the innocent victims. Many of these young women, some of them are now middle-aged women, have never come forward. We do not want their names or identities to be uncovered carelessly or intentionally in any way. And so the House Oversight Committee, in a bipartisan fashion, is combing through these documents to ensure that we redact only the information related to the innocent victims themselves.
All right, you
We
said it.
cannot
Let's
be
see if you
involved
stick to
in
that.
subjecting them to any more
Only the
harm.
information.
But with that, I want to yield to our very able and very busy chairman for all the great work he's been doing, James Comer.
You're going to take some of
Thank
Comer's
you, Mr.
talk.
Speaker. I'll just give a quick update. I think everyone knows who all we've subpoenaed thus far in the initial batch. We subpoenaed 6 former attorneys general as well as Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. We've expanded that to Alex Acosta. Acosta's coming in, I believe, September the 19th, 16th or 19th. We've got that date down.
Okay.
I know that we'll have a lot of questions for him with respect to an earlier Epstein prosecution that he was involved in when he was U.S. attorney. We have the documents, the initial batch that had been sent by the White House. As you know, we also subpoenaed Pam Bondi for those documents. The White House is working with us. I want to publicly thank the White House for turning over so many documents thus far. We're in the process of uploading those documents for full transparency so everyone in America can see those documents. It's as quick as we can get them uploaded, and as the speaker said, there are 34,000 pages. So we're doing everything we can to get those uploaded. We want those to be public as soon as possible. And then we're going to continue to bring in more people. We learned of some additional names today. We're going to do everything we can to give the American public the transparency they seek.
Yeah, okay. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys. But I had to let that information get out because you know what? That's the most that we got over here in a couple of weeks, and I appreciate it. If y'all appreciate it, do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen because guess what? It ain't over. We got to get over to LA right now, California. American tourists, boop, 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 a Vietnamese guard in the top of the dome and took off with about $31,000 in jewelry. Let's get on over to LA, y'all. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's keep it moving. Come on. So yeah, y'all see what's going on here. He had on the helmet, ran up on the security guard, boop, boopy, doop, doop, American tourist. Yes, iron pipe before he takes 31K. Yeah, I'm talking about going in on him too. Pipe ain't that big, but yeah. So that's the security right there. And he had a weapon on him. And this is in Cali. He's just jumping around outside like a Keystone Cop. What's up with this fool? See, seriously, seriously. Footage shows him smashing the display cases and stuffing his bag with over $31,000 worth of jewelry. This happened in California, you guys. Yeah. Well, no, it didn't. That's wrong because I see that writing in the back there. That's not no California. So what they did was they locked them in the store. Yeah. What's wrong? What's wrong? Yeah, you should have put some more in there. And like I said, that ain't no California right there. And that was a real weak real snobbery too. Just came over there, boop, boopy, doop, doop, right in the dome, y'all, and got up out of there. In the dome, to the dome, boop, boop. Oh my God. Oh, and they was trying to keep him in there, right? But you saw that little broomstick wasn't keeping him occupied. It wasn't secure enough. We got to keep on moving forward now. We're going over to the UK. I'm making sure that this is right. Yep. We got to get on across the pond, like somebody in the comments said, because you know we represent for across the pond as well. We got the United Kingdom. We got Prince Andrew, who's been caught in the new Jeffrey Epstein lie. Royal family finds out, and guess what? He tried to act like I've not been talking to Jeffrey Epstein at all ever since that day we walked through Central Park. Well, guess what? The royal family, as well as many more, found out that Prince Andrew had been contacting Jeffrey Epstein 5 years after that incident. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We going across the pond right now real quick. Get some more of this information that you guys didn't know about. Let's go.
Joining me now is celebrity and royal commentator Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, recently unearthed emails have revealed that Prince Andrew was in contact with pedophile businessman Giuffre Epstein for 5 years longer than he claimed in that infamous BBC interview. What more can you tell me?
Yeah, according to the Sunday Times, the emails were sourced from the file-sharing site Distributed Denial of Secrets. The paper reported that it independently verified dozens of the email addresses, phone numbers, and physical addresses listed within the documents. Prince Andrew's deception surrounding the event, or the event and the extent, really, of his relationship with Giuffre Epstein shows a mix of poor judgment and dishonesty, and it proves that the royal family was right to strip him of his titles and distance themselves. He remains a major liability, and if he's been caught lying about this, how can the public trust him about anything? He says he never met Virginia Giuffre. How can we trust him about that?
Well, he also said he doesn't sweat because of some medical condition. He says all sorts of weird things during that interview. Now, Jordan Hudson, the young girlfriend of NFL legend Bill Belichick, is determined to start her own business, and it's an interesting
All right, we got to keep on moving forward because that's an interesting turn of events right there. Why would the royal family go so far as to distance themselves from the prince? Not only that, they got him living off in some mansion way far off, and the only reason he can still stay there is because they still have 50 years left on the lease. We're going to keep moving forward, you guys, because now we got to go. What we doing? Oh, we got some more Epstein. What really happened on Giuffre Epstein private planes? Where'd you get this information from? Where you getting all this stuff from, Bugatti? I don't know, but guess what? Let's give it to him long as we got it. Come on over here and talk to Virginia. Let's get it.
The blind eye in the place where
Virginia Giuffre, no longer with us anymore, saying that she lost her life by that word that took us out of here yesterday, and that it happened by a school bus, right? A bus. This Virginia Giuffre is one of her last words in her last interviews. Just want to take a little bit from it because we'll never hear from her again.
I was supposed to be protected in my country, where I was supposed to be protected, the justice system failed us then. I believe they're going to do something amazing for us now. I really believe in them. I believe that the New York Southern District wants to do the right thing. And I will do everything that I can do to be a part of helping them do that.
And is that what your foundation's about?
Victims Refuse Silence is a platform for people who are stuck in that situation that I was in. You know, when we were putting together Victims Refuse Silence, I was thinking, what did I need to get out? You know, when I was in, who could I have turned to? I didn't have anyone in my life to talk to about it. A place for people, men, women, children. If you're being trafficked, go to victimsrefusesilence.org and you will see in every single state, and I vetted them myself, that there are places for you, safe houses for you to go to. There are organizations that will help put you on your feet, put food in your belly, a roof over your head. There are police officers there that will take care of you. There's lawyers in that area. I've put everything that I thought I needed back then in that website. Being a mother, being a wife, being a daughter, I feel like it's my responsibility. I think it's everyone's responsibility in the world to not let our children grow up in an era where sex trafficking is the most profitable industry in the world.
And Virginia, again, like I said, she's no longer with us, and she has a book that's coming out October. Actually, yeah, a book is coming out in October, and she made a promise and a vow. She said, no matter what happens to me, I want this book to come out. So we're going to be getting that book. We're going to be going through it, and we're going to see what's happening here. Yes, you guys want some more? You want to stop? You want some more? Because I got more, and I can keep doing this all day. I can keep doing it all day, but let's just go on over to Maine real quick, where we got 2 women from Long Island that they lost their lives in a critical injury in a Maine boat crash, you guys. Let's go. Let's get to this Maine situation right here. I want to make sure we're covering this right here. Let's go. Let's get to Maine.
I think he needs one too. What do you think?
Definitely got to get this story
You guys ready to
out.
fight some crime?
Sorry about the commercial. But
Okay, well, you go get them, all right?
Certain
At
stories,
Walgreens,
I got to get them out.
is where
I got to
health
get them out.
meets care. Walgreens.
And we go
Community
along.
in Suffolk
Let's
County
go.
is mourning the loss of 2 women who died in a boat accident in Maine. A third woman is in critical condition. This happened yesterday at Flagstaff Lake, again in Maine. Officials say 7 people were on a pontoon boat when it flipped and everyone was thrown overboard. Witnesses jumped in, brought in all 7 victims to shore, but the 2 women died at the scene. Authorities are investigating the cause. They say alcohol was definitely not a factor. No one was wearing a life jacket. Community in Suffolk County is more.
Terrible situation right here. Also, we had this little kid. I don't know if you guys heard about this story where a little kid was basically walking on the monorail. I don't know if he had some sort of maybe ADHD or something like that. But yeah, luckily he was saved by somebody. Check this story out real quick, you guys. Check this out.
Being seen in Pennsylvania, a young boy walking high up on the monorail tracks at Hershey Park. The dramatic rescue effort captured on camera. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
Tonight, the terrifying video, a little boy standing dangerously on the edge of the monorail track at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. The boy walking the metal beam as people on the ground yell for him to stop. Others yelling, keep going.
Stop! Keep going! No, keep going!
The young child reported missing Saturday evening, separated from his parents. He was spotted on the track 20 minutes later. Apparently overwhelmed and confused, the boy covers his ears. A bystander jumps into action, climbing on the roof of a nearby ice cream shop, clapping for the boy's attention. The man then makes the dangerous decision to jump on the track. He pulls himself up as the boy walks toward him, lifting him to safety.
Yes! Oh my God.
It comes just a month after 9-year-old Sophia Subidi, seen in this GoFundMe, tragically drowned in the wave pool at Hershey Park. The first guest to die in the park's 119-year history. Police say her death was accidental, stating it did not involve any criminal activity on the part of Hershey Park or its employees. On yesterday's incident, Hershey Park says the monorail was closed at the time. They are thanking their guests for saving the boy, saying they are committed to the highest levels of safety.
Woo! Lucky right there, you guys. I know they get away from you, and I know parenting is hard, but especially in an amusement park. What if the kid ran away from the parent, chasing after somebody, probably saw a little something that made him run off? They might have 3 other kids. Things like that definitely happen. But to wind up on the monorail, woo! Almost had a bad event right there. We want to thank the person that went up there and saved them, and thank God for making sure that you was covering and making sure that little baby was okay. Amen. Because not only do we pray about negative situations, we also pray about good situations. That's right, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward right now. Y'all already know we got the loaded clip over here. Let me see what else I got over here for you guys. What we got right here? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's see some happy stories right now, because y'all know how I am, and I know how some of you are. 90% of the people here, they love animals. Dogs, cats, various animals. We're all cat lovers and dog lovers over here. So you know how we like to do the show. We like to shed some light on the animals, especially when it comes down to adopted animals. This is the parent surprising his daughter with a dog that she had been caring for at a shelter. She didn't even know that he was going to bring this dog back for her. But check this out once she finds out he's giving it to her. Zoom on in so you guys can be a part of the love. Come on. Imagine seeing that. What? And what makes it all better is that it's a rescue. They didn't even let her know that they were going to give her the dog. This is the dog that she's been caring for. So she was surprised by her dad in giving the dog. She said, "Is it mine?" So now everybody realizing, yo, we got a dog. And the boys are like, oh, we got a cool dog. It's like a pit bull. This is cool. Yeah, right, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's the love of the animals. That's a new family member That's a new friend to go to the park with, hang out with, and y'all know how we do it over here. You gotta try to make people laugh, send you off with a smile and a great feeling in your heart. Because you know what? Guess what? Y'all want to make some money, 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 money. All y'all got to do is hit that link in the description and you guys can make up to $750 today. You guys will make some money. And if you complete the survey, I'll make a little bit of money too. Also, I don't know if you have a business promotional company. Maybe you're a barbecue grill person. You do landscaping. Maybe you sell used cars. We don't know what you do, but the best way for us to find out is if you're a member and you already subscribe, send in your promo. Because what we do is we put it up in that post notification area. The same way I kept you guys up to date on what was going on with us yesterday and the fact that YouTube didn't give us any strikes. So yes, I am able to put information in there for anything. I love to promote for all of us to help you guys make some money, 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 money. Just make sure that you already subscribe to the channel and you're already a member. And yes, send over your promos in a 1080 by 1080. That's right, that size right there, to make sure it fits correctly inside of that box, because for some reason it has to be 1080 by 1080. Make sure you send it over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Again, that's bridgethisllc@gmail.com. And you're going to see your promo in that box the same way you saw that advertisement go up yesterday. Also, anybody trying to be a part of that Show Your talent search, that's the talent search where you can make $250 in the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. All you got to do is go to www.drinkbigdrip.com. First page, go down to the bottom, join the mailing list, and that's it. We're going to let you know where the next location is at. The last location was in the Bronx, 519 Throgs Neck at the Superstore. We had DJ Don Dada, and we had a ball. We did our thing, came out, people had to taste the big drip, and we had a good time, you guys. We had a winner as well. So I want you guys to be able to win it. Once we get everybody together, you already know we're going to come to one location in Manhattan to give up that $1,000. We're building up the pool right now. We successfully got about 5 people, and we've been promoting this for a while, so we're going to keep moving, because honestly, this was just an idea, and it actually came to pass. So that just gives you guys an idea. Don't give up on your ideas. Just keep on moving forward. Y'all see I keep on promoting it, and I push it everywhere, because I want you guys to come out and get to taste the big drip. Also, it's going to be promoted. I'm going to be one of the hosts. And like I said, the last final person will be able to make $1,000. So on top of that $250 that you're going to win for your borough, you got a chance to win another $1,000 after I give you guys that location. Have a fantastic one, y'all. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know it's Wednesday. Again, problems present opportunities. Don't push back. Let it happen. Sometimes the problem is something that you can't prevent. All you got to do is find that solution. Once you find a solution, you got it, baby. You got it. And sometimes you need to get over that hurdle. It makes you better. Sometimes you got to clean that stone off in order to make it glow a certain way. We got to go through trials and tribulations, you guys, in order to make sure that we appreciate what we get on the other side. I want to pray for every single person that's in this chat, every one of our members, every one of our subscribers, that you guys have a fantastic and a safe day. I want to pray for Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno, Casey, my boy, also Batty Lynn, who been there since day one and came through the whole show to hold me down. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all have no idea. We made it, y'all. Top of the world. They can't mess with us. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow morning, you guys, y'all ready? Get 'em!